Okay, good morning everybody. Today we are going to do our parts identification on steering and suspension. We're going to use what's left of the Exploder here. We got a rolling chassis here. We're going to start off with number one, and number one is the shock absorber. That's the front shock absorber. So you'll have to know that for when you take the test. Number two is going to be the front coil spring, and you can see that there. Number three is going to be the lower control arm. Ford has another name for that, but we're just going to call it the lower control arm for number three. Number four is going to be inside here, which is the front axle universal joint. So front axle universal joint. That spins in there, and that's what turns the front wheels for the four-wheel drive. We have a number five, which is the knuckle. And so the knuckle is this whole piece right here. It goes all the way around, and the spindle goes on there, and it's attached to everything. Number six is the sway bar link. So that connects here to the sway bar. Sway bar goes into there, and that's the link that connects to the sway bar. Number seven is the front steering adjuster sleeve. Number seven is the front steering adjuster sleeves. Number eight is the actual sway bar, front sway bar on that. Number nine is going to be your outer tie rod end. That's going to be your outer tie rod end. And number 10 is going to be your inner tie rod end. And then number 11 is actually going to be, it's an inner tie rod end, but we're going to call it a ball socket, because that's what the tie rod ends are. It's called a ball socket. So we're going to use number 11 as a ball socket. We're going to come back here to the back. And number 12 is our leaf spring bushing. So it's our rear leaf spring bushing right there for number 12. Number 13 is the bump stop. So when it's overloaded, that's where the axle bumps and it stops right there. Number 14 is going to be a rear sway bar bushing. So number 14 is the rear sway bar bushing right there. Number 15 is the rear shock absorber. And number 16 is going to be the rear leaf spring. It's going to be the rear leaf spring. Number 17 is the rear leaf spring shackle. The rear leaf spring shackle. And then number 18 is going to be our rear sway bar link. Our rear sway bar link. And then those are going to have to be reviewed. If I were you, I would make a list and write them down, because you will be tested on it, and to see how you do. And this will be your assignment for this week.